L'chaim, everybody, l'chaim, l'chaim. This is like B-Omer. And we're gonna try to talk a little bit about the RABBI, like B-Omer, but I don't want it to be a spectator sport. Shop is that this will be a fabringen. To be a proper fabringen, as they used to say, or from my used to say like this: "The Chsidish fabringen is eine schweigt in alle Herren." And a fabringen is that one person is silent and everyone's listening. Do you understand what that means? Huh? Everyone's silent now. Normally, if a person is giving a lecture or a drasha, a speech, it's one person speaking, and everyone's listening. And if I bring, especially if I bring an honor of RABBI, you have to change a little bit the structure. It's not going to be one person talking, but it's one person becoming silent. What does it mean, one person becoming silent? Silencing themselves. It says in Sforim that that Omer, the word Omer, is Gematria Yesh. It's Gematria Yesh. The Omer, the barley, the Korban Minchas Omer is that we bring from Sa'ir, which is Michael Behema, and over the process of the Sphira, we finally get to the place where we're able to bring Chitin, which is Shnei Lechem, which is Michael Adam. So what we're doing really in the process of Sphira is we're transforming the Behema into an Adam. This is what we have to do. This is our project. The project of the entire time of Sphira is how do we elevate our Yesh, our Behema, our animal, our Omer. How do we do Tufas Omer? How do we lift up the Omer? How do we lift up the Behema? Lift up the animal, so we can finally reach a point that we can receive the Torah. So this is hard work, but this is what we have to. This is what we have to aspire to. And I need everyone to participate in this experiment. So I want you to say a little bit of l'chaim. Just sing a few nilunim. And you should not just look at me, but you should participate. Otherwise it becomes very uncomfortable. You're following? This has to be a participatory sport. So l'chaim, everybody. Neighbors should help that over the course of tonight we should finally have some type of understanding of what B-Omer is all about, and we should have a nafshestika, an internal, inner, real transformation, that we can be zoicha to receive Matan Torah of Pinson, which is today, and then to receive the Torah of Shvuas. So l'chaim, everybody, l'chaim. Not sure what the Nigunim, what people know here, but maybe some of the locals will start singing Niggun that everyone knows. Sing whatever you want. Sing for your neshama. Whatever comes out. The time of Sphira. Everyone knows it says in the Medrash, it's brought down by the Ran, Sefer Chinuch, the whole idea of Sphira. The reason why we count Sphira is that we're counting down to Matan Torah. Zohar writes that just like there's an idea of a Safra Lashidus Yom, it's like there's an idea that there's a time a husband and wife have to separate. It has to be Shiva Nikiyim. The same thing also after Klal Yisrael came out of Tzias Mitzrayim. There needed to be a process of 7 weeks. The 7 weeks correspond to the 7 days. Because in Mitzrayim, we were in the depth of the 49 dargis of Tumah. Then there was Yetzias Mitzrayim. But Yetzias Mitzrayim was a bechina of godless that didn't have a preparation before. Godless is bigness, clarity. The Yetziah of Mitzrayim. Because of that, immediately there's a katnus that follows, a constriction. There was a tumah. Tameh is related to the word sasum. The Gemara says in Tamtanbam that the idea of tameh comes from sasum, something that's constricted, something that's holding back, something that's not flowing correctly. And Torah, you have a Chazal, it's Raga B'Tira, that Torah, Ketzma Shamayim L'Torah, that the word Torah comes from an idea of illuminated, something that's shining. Torah, it's like Soyar, something that's shining, that's pushing, that's being revealed. That Tumah, Tameh, Tam, something that's concealed and constricted, and the word of Torah comes from things, something that's open and revealed and clear. So Tumah, the concept of Tumah in the Meis Sphira, in the times of the Sphira, is that there's a constriction. And just like there's a time between a husband and wife, there's a separation, and the separation is a concealment, there's no revealing. And what's the objective of the concealment? What's the objective of the separation, of the tzimtzum, of the constriction? I'll tell us that the purpose of Yimei Nida is that the whole objective, the time of Nida, is to bring out and to draw forth even a stronger connection that exists in the normal time. So the point of the separation, the period, so it's mamish, the opposite of what you think. And normally you think that period separation is for the point of period. Chazal tell us no, that the point of the period is to bring out yichud. It's even deeper, because not only does the period bring about a stronger desire for the yichud, but the moment is the depth of the period, that's when you realize the strong need for the yichud. And in a way, that's the highest level of yichud. Let me give you an example. Do you following me, or does the air conditioners bother you? We use a mashal. Let's say you have a bacher. Your boy is turning, let's say, 15 years old. And you have to send him away to yeshiva. There's no good yeshivas in America. I don't know. There's a problem, you have to send him there to solve his own. And you send him away. And he's missing. He's not there the first Shabbos. He's been there since he's a little kid, and he's always has his place by the table. And now he's not there. Because there's an absence of the seat. That's when you say, wouldn't it be nice if Chaim Yankel would be here now? But last Shabbos, your 15-year-old Bacher was getting you really nervous. He was wasting his time. And he's like, please, he has to go to yeshiva already. This kid is wasting his time. So a week ago when he was present, he went to ship him away. The moment he leaves, you really miss him. So when is there a bigger yichud? When is there a bigger connection? Sometimes the biggest connection is revealed precisely in the absence. So it's not only that eventually there'll be a reunification or a yichud, and that will be a higher level of yichud. But the etzem idea of the separation, the depth, the depth of the astar, the depth of the concealment, that's actually the depth, the highest oimek of yichud. So comes along the Marsha, and Marsha writes something very strange. Marsha Moed Cotton says, of course, Shemesh Shmuel brings it down, others bring it down, that the reason why we celebrate Lag BaOmer, what's the oimik of Lag BaOmer? Oimik of Lag BaOmer is that it's the what is called the super majority days of Sfira. Because if you take Yemei Sfira and you divide it into 3, so you take 49 divided into 3. So when you come to it's 16 and 3/4 and Zomek, a third. So when you get to the 33rd day, it's the super majority of the Yemei Sfira. So the Marsha writes that the reason why we celebrate Lag BaOmer is because Roiv Yemei Sfira already passed. So what? So because Roiv Yemei Sfira, what? It's like Rubi Kekule, what happens? What happens to Roiv Yemei Sfira? So the oimik of that is that the Roiv of Yemei Sfira means that the etzem, this is the oimek of Sfira. This is like when you reach the peak of Sfira. Lag BaOmer, the 33rd day of the Omer, is the height of Sfira. So what does it mean, the height of Sfira? It's the height of separation. And because it's the height of separation, it's actually the height of Yichud. And this answers a clutch question, a very simple question. The whole days of Sfira, according to all the different shittas, how you count Sfira, but with Pashtas, the reason for the Sfira is to commemorate Rabbi Akiva that passed away. So it's an union of Misa, Petira. And how do you celebrate? What's the one day of Sfiras Oimer that you celebrate? The day of Yoim Hilula de Rashbi. It's the day that he also passed away. So all the days of Sfira you're sad because Talmidei Rabbi Akiva passed away, and one day of the Sfira you're happy because the Rashbi passed away. Okay, so of course the pshat, you could say they passed away at a young age, Rashbi lived a full life, etc. But there has to be some oimek to this also, because the gilui of Pnimius, this is where Rashbi becomes the it's like you say Kula Libeder Rabbi Akiva and Perish Balpah. So the Rashbi becomes Kula Libeder Rashbi entire Shabbat Pnimius, because the Gilui of Rashbi is the Gilui of Pnimius. And what does Pnimius tell us? Pnimius reveals that sometimes what you see b'chitzonius is the opposite of what is actually happening. Chitzonius says The external says, if I'm separate from you, that means I'm separate. And Pneumius says, you sure? Maybe it's not the opposite. From a Pneumius to Goifu, sometimes what is revealed on Chitzonius is the opposite of what's being revealed in the Pneumius. So Yoim Hilula de Rashbi, what is the Ayam Kabei Hilula Dami? What does Hilula mean? Hilula is Manesuyim. Yom Chalsanos is Matan Torah. That the height of Klal Yisrael after Yitzis Mitzrayim is Matan Torah, which is Yichud. So we celebrate on like B-Omer the Yom Hilula de Rashbi, because this is the day that the Pneumius reveals that sometimes what you see b'chitzonius is not actually what was actually really occurring. This is the Torah. This is the Word. But the truth is, we're not interested in Verita tonight, because to tell you Torah Lach from today to next year, we have to have a real connection to everything that we talk about. We should have a certain hargasha, a certain hergish, a certain feeling. We should have a pneumistic feeling. That there should be like a gal of the Omer, a gil of the yesh. Or gal also is the idea of like a galin, like a wave that rises up, the yeshus. Omer, yesh. It should be elevated a little bit. It should be refined. So what are we going to do about this? What are we going to do? So my suggestion is, you say a little bit l'chaim, and you fabring, and maybe something's dvar alavavchem. Kotzker Rebbe says that you put things on top of the heart. And eventually something trickles into the heart. First you have to layer the heart with many ideas. And then something penetrates the heart, and everything's worth it for those little drops that penetrate in the heart. But you have to soften the heart. You have to soften the heart. L'chaim, everybody, l'chaim. Is someone saying l'chaim with me? Otherwise, this is l'chaim, l'chaim. Chanish. Daf Mer. Ja, liggen. What's the gasher? Chassidin draft in the bay van geen vrouw. Middel van geen vrouw. Nee, niet kind. De rab is de kinderen. No, you have to give them a kind. People are not going to want.
They can do that on their own.
Ich tue.
Nicht te leren. Nicht te leren.
Mag dat bij een eeuwig? De zondag is vaak van die veel kinderen. Because they have love.
You're not giving anybody the time. Let's go. Take it more. Over 200 gebarhaven. Dat is echt
Sagst du schon? It says that Dari writes, Dari Kaddish writes that in Leila Seder, Yitzis Mitzrayim, it says Alolo Avodah Zarah, Alolo Avodah Zarah, which means on the night of the Seder, there's a Seder, like the Maharal writes, there's a Seder of Nisan, which means that on the night of the Seder, the Eibusher gifts us godless. Of course, we have to be open to it. But all you need to do is show up. If you show up to the Seder like a mensch, the Eibusher gives you a matana of Yitzias Mitzrayim, a matana of godless. What's godless? What's godless? No, but this is a godless, this is a higher godless. Godless. But what is the experience of godless? What's the experience of godless? So that the word toyer comes from the word soyar, tara, ketzma shamayim l'toyer, it's lichtig. Godless is lichtigkeit, klarkeit. You know, you're walking down the street. I'll tell you what this happens when this is godless. You're walking down the street. Baal Shem writes, this is a here Shulei law. You're walking down the street, and you don't know why. I don't know if this ever happened to you, but maybe it should help that it should happen to you. You're walking down the street, and for no reason you start crying. But not because something is hurting you, and not because something is bothering you, not because of a reason, no reason. Because there's a shefa, and the tears cleanses your brain, cleanses your machshava. The moises hamoichen, it's the access of mind, and it clears. The Bnei Yissaschar writes that you ever saw a person after they cry, ever saw their eyes? A person after they cry, their eyes are glancing, their eyes are shining. Because after a person cries, it's clarity. You cry it out, and it's clear. When Rabbi Kiva used to cry when he used to learn Shir Shir, it doesn't mean that you're crying for a reason. There's something that's so overwhelmingly clear to you that it makes so much sense that there's no way to wrap your mind around it, and tears flow. There's a hisoirus, there's an awakening, and a person all of a sudden has a clarity. This is what we all want. We're walking around in Golus, in Choshech. The mashal of the Mar Nevuchim is that it's like you walk into a dark room and you're bumping around. You bump into the wall and you say, oh, it's a wall. But why did you have to bump into the wall to realize it's a wall? Or you bump into a knife. I don't mean this in a literal level. You bump into something that's not good for you. And you hop onto it, you grab to it because you say, this is what I need in my life. And then after holding it for a few minutes, you open your hand and you're bloody. Do you understand the mashal of this? We chase things, we run after things, and then only after we get injured from it do we realize this is not for me. You chase this thing in Elam Haza, this thing in Elam Haza, this narishkeit and that narishkeit. And this person didn't say hello to me, this person didn't say goodbye to me. And then finally when you own it, all you see is that you were holding something that's not good for you. But imagine if you had klarkeit, you had clarity, that you wouldn't have to hold the things that are not good for you and then let it go, but you would see it right away. This is not good for me. It's not Eitz Hadas Tov V'Ra, it's Emes V'Sheker. Eitz Hadas Tov V'Ra, the problem with the Chet Eitz Hadas is they had to eat it, and once they ate it, it became part of them. It became part of them. It's a whole different machshava. Because now it's not objective, it's subjective. And once it's subjective, you know what subjective means? Once it's internalized, once you eat from the chet, once you internalize toivera, it's messy. It's not that there wasn't before, but the Rambam writes that it was emes v'sheker. Emes v'sheker is objective. This is what I have to be doing because this is what my neshama needs to be doing right now. It's clear to me, as it's clear to me that this is my hand. That this is what I have to be doing in my life. And it's clear to me that this is the thing that I have to stay away from. It's klor. It's rain. The machshava is clear. It's toyar. It's soyar. The Maral writes that Gilul Yohanavi is Bo'erach HaSeichel. Not an Osna Maranaim. Now what does it mean? Gilul Yohanavi doesn't mean that you're sitting in your room and a little winged angel appears to you and says, by the way, I'm a Yohanavi. Gilul Eliyahu Navi, maybe this happens. I can't have Gil Eliyahu. But Gil Eliyahu, according to the Maral, is something that you can experience. Gil Eliyahu's Boyer Chaseichel, it's the reinkite and the klorkeit, the clarity of Seichel. It's absolutely clear to me, this is what I have to be doing in this world. This is a very, very hard madrega. You think it's such an easy thing, everyone knows what they have to be doing. Lav Dafka. The Baal Shem HaKadosh writes that after Mamash V'samach L'misasei Meherdnish, he said, now I realize what my tafkid b'olam was. It's clear to me that this air conditioner has to be closed. It's clear. Sein heiß. Traumwarm. This is what godless Rishon. This is what the godless of Pesach is. See it. Section heiß Shoin. Yeah, it's the Shayach. It's the imagination. Shoin heiß. The godless on Pesach that we receive, the godless that we're gifted. It's a gift. It's no milo. It's a source of Leila. This is what Amunah is. That we're gifted with the clarity, the klorkeit of Seichel. You sing the Leila Seder. You're gifted a miracle of clarity. What the Arizal says, they're just like Yitzias Mitzrayim. In comparison to the high you can climb, in comparison to the godless, is the katnus that you experience afterwards. If you can get very high, you can get very low. Actually, in Tzivin Shir Hashem writes, if you look at the world, we mentioned this a few weeks ago. This doimim sameach chayim medaber. A doimim can die. You ever saw a rock that died? I can't argue. Maybe there's some type of rocks that die. I'm not a mumche in rockology. But even if it dies, whatever that means, does it have foul odor? It's no tumah. Take it sameach. You ever smell the rotten potato? It smells really bad. You ever smelled, God forbid, a rotten animal? You ever had a dead mouse somewhere stuck on a trap somewhere? It smells much worse. And this you should never do this, or else you're in Chaver Kedisha. But if you ever had to smell a nifter, it's the worst smell. What does it mean? And when the chayas is so high, when you pull out the life force, it falls lower. The doimim falls, the sameach falls a little bit stronger. It's also levels of tumah. Bachai falls a little bit stronger, but the other falls the lowest place. But it also works in reverse. In order for us to reach godless, the human being is the slowest maturing animal on this planet. If an elephant, I'm not sure I wouldn't experience this, but if you ever saw an elephant being born, I'm sure you did. But an elephant, within a half hour of being born into this world, is a full elephant. It's a little small, it doesn't have so much strength, but it's a complete elephant. It walks, it talks, whatever the conversations are, it grazes the land, it does exactly what it's going to do for the next 50 years. It's just a little smaller, then it grows. But it's doing the elephant, being elephant, very quickly. A human being, even every human being, until a human being becomes a medaber, until a human being becomes someone that's standing straight up, So it's a mahalach, it takes years. Because the katnus is the Fri Apr, the godless. The smallness is comparison to the greatness. If Pesach night we can have such godless, if Pesach night we can have such clarity, this is why Sfira is a very harsh time. Because we fall. The time of Sfira is the time of katnus. This is what the time of din is. We have to understand the oimek of how we deal with this. That the first recognition, and Pinson writes, that people have problems financially during Sfira. I can't tell you, I don't deal with finance. But as I state, because it's a time of katnus. It's a katnus, it's a general katnus. This is the time of Sfira. But the oimek of katnus, like we said, the oimek and the oimek and the oimek and the oimek of the period. What does the Eibusher want katnus from us? The Eibusher wants katnus because the Eibusher wants real godless. Because if you're gifted godless, you're going to have it today and you're going to lose it tomorrow. You know what we have to do? We have to build the kelim. We have to build the vessels. And how do we build kelim? We build kelim by tshuka, by desire. I say, Ribono Shel Olam, I feel so small. I feel so down and so separated. But my highest desire, my deepest desire is to get connected to you. And I'm waiting patiently for Matan Torah. I'm counting every day, getting closer and closer. What am I doing when I'm counting closer? I'm building my kelim. Binyan HaMalchus. What is Binyan HaMalchus? Is a very Kabbalistic idea. So what does Binyan HaMalchus practically means? The tshuka. If you want to change and you want to really receive godless, you can't wait for that time that you're walking down the street and you have to hear tshuva and everything becomes clear. Because that's like Yetzias Mitzrayim. It's there and it's a tremendous gift. You should celebrate. You make a seder, drink 4 cups of wine. Givald. But tomorrow you're going to wake up the same person. You're going to have it, and tomorrow you're going to be the same person. You want to really change? You want to go from Omer to Shtei Alechem? You want to go from Michael Soyer to Michael Odom? You want to go from being an animal? I don't mean an animal. I just mean an animal in a very simplistic way. I have nothing against animals. But animals basically instincts. You want to live in instincts? You want to be reactive? You want to live here? Gesundheit. No one's going to bother you. But you're a Ben Adam. You're a Yid. You have a neshama. You can live over here. It says in Shili Emunah, Talmidei Ramban, he writes that the difference between a human being and an animal is that a person is created with his face facing upwards. An animal is created with the face looking downwards. Unfortunately, we have to schlep. We have to transform the Nefesh HaBahamis. You really want to become a human? You really want to become something? You really want to be Michael Adam? You really want to eat chita? You want to bring a Shtei Alechem? Build your desire. Build your tshuka. Where's your tshuka? Where's your desire? What are you yearning for? What are you dreaming for? Everyone wants to be a good Yid. Of course. Everyone closes their eyes, says Shema Yisrael. Everyone has Mamachum Tzadikim. Everyone really wants this. But where's your desire? What's driving you? What's the thing that you wake up in the morning and say, this is what I want to be? Okay, let's say you're working, you're doing, okay, whatever, that's not Negea. It's not Negea the Protim, it's not Negea the details. Say, so where's your tshuka? Where's your heart lie? Where's my desire? There's a time that the Eibusher says, I'm going to separate from you. You're going to experience a high godless of Pesach, and then a very, very deep katnas of Sfir Soimer. And now I want to see, do you really desire me? Do you really want me? Because if you do, you're going to build beautiful kalim. You're going to build kalim that when you're going to finally receive Matan Torah and Shavuos, and the Matan Torah and Shavuos is going to be a new gadlus, the gadlus is going to have, it's going to have a kalim. It's going to have somewhere to go. There's going to be a mensch. You have to build a midas to receive moichin. The sphere is a sheva midas. You build the spheres, then you can receive moichin chadashim. This is not abstract, kubeldike things, hechel and lufte shemaises. It's very, very, very practical. One of the chedushim of the Baal Shem HaKadosh is that everything that it says in Kabbalah, everything that it says in Torah Sari and Darizal, is negeya in every single person's life. Chayav pratim every single day. When you say moichin chadashim and gilui, this is not hecher yon. The Torah Sari is a mashal. Kiyadua. The Torah Sari is a mashal. And there's a nimshal to the Torah Sari. What's the nimshal to the Torah Sari? So there's different drachim. There's different drachim of the nimshal of the Torah Sari. There's derech harashash, derech harmchal, derech hagram, derech harasham. That they all had so much that the Guru actually said he doesn't even think of Chaim Vital understood the nimshal there, even though he wrote all this Torah. In the Guru, the Torah is beyond. In the Rashash, it's more detailed. In the Ramchal, it's b'sichel Adam. In the Torah of Baal Shem, the nimshal of the Torah Sari is a nefesh Adam. You know what moichin the gadlus is? Clarity. You know what katnas is? When you can't figure things out. It's as simple as that. When we have Matan Torah, on Shavuos, we should be really ready for it. Because all the moichin that we're going to receive throughout the entire year, it's the Rosh Hashanah of moichin, it's the Rosh Hashanah of Matan Torah. Every day we're going to receive all the clarity in our lives. It's not only a clarity in the Black Yivara, and that also included. It's not only a clarity in Mikis Arizal or Zohar. Everything. All the clarity that you're going to receive on the night of Shavuos. But are we going to do the same mistake that we did in Pesach and not be prepared for it? Or are we going to desire it? We're going to have a chukka. We're going to yearn. We're going to daven. We're going to dream. And this is what we want. This is what we really want. And after this is what we all want. L'chaim, maybe should help. Maybe it already helps. It should be revealed in our own lives. What we really want and we really need. And we should have a real kesher pnimi to everything we talked about. L'chaim. Oh, Daniel, affects the shyness. I'm talking l'chaim. It's an alt l'chaim.
Stereo.
Second to Shiloh. It's a good Shiloh. The Shiloh is Shiloh is how do you build a desire? How do you build a chukka? Everybody, everyone's saying L'chaim, or this is I heard from Chaser Mordechai Ziller say that Zog, Rashi writes, Chatzan about Zog is a bit bechitzonius. So Zog L'chaim, that was L'chaim. That's a clip. I'm thinking from Zog L'chaim. L'chaim. Sag mir, L'chaim, think L'chaim. How are you?
L'chaim L'chaim.
L'chaim, L'chaim, L'chaim.
Du machst L'chaim? Ich gehe. Ich gehe.
We have to think about this. Because without the chukka, nothing goes. Without the chukka, to create the desire, without the desire.
You have a desire to have a desire.
Like the Meshach Chacham writes about mom, Veisav V'Saiva, and a taiva to have taiva. We're talking about the mom. Yes, this is the beer. Because when Chassam Sofer says that the mom came like B-Omer. It's also Merumas in the Zohar that the Chruvim, the Mayan, that came to RABBI and the Myra was also Bechinas Mana. There's a word for a Mendel in. Yesterday we talked about a Persian, today we talked about a Mendel. Amadal?
Yeah.
Mendel last year was actually by the cave. Not by the yard, so after Pesach. And he's from Rimnov, the Zaydas. And Mendel writes, Amon has beginnes of Rav and Inui. Gives a marshal that a person, let's say you're hungry, You're hungry. Let's do this in percentage. Let's say you're hungry. You're 100% hungry. So you start eating. And slowly you become more satiated. And it goes, let's say, 10%, 20, 30, 40. Of course you have to wait. You have to eat with seichel. So doctors to give you on it, but you really have to eat with edelkeit. And then you reach a point of, according to the Rambam, you have to leave a shlish. You have to leave at least your stomach a little empty. But okay, if you don't find the shittas are Rambam. And you eat mamash a gesunte Schand, and you finish mamash to 100%. But then you don't have the chokhmah to stop. So what happens then? You go over the 100%. You're already full. And you eat 20%. What happens is, says Mendele, you started off hungry, now you end up nauseous. So this is madrega. You started off that you're hungry. You started eating, it becomes fuller. It's full, but now you cross the threshold. Now you're ready going to the next madrega. Now you start getting sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker. So the nature, the oimik of the nature of taivas and laza is that the more you have it, this is the oimik, the more you have it, you think, such a taiva for, we'll use cholm for example. Of course, yodin ish benafshe, what this means. Such a taiva for this particular achila. Gival, if only I can have and be satiated, mamash 100%, then you go for it, and you go for it, and you go deeper and deeper and deeper until you throw up. And I don't mean this literally, I mean this in all madregas. It becomes gil nefesh. Like the mice of Tomer, it brought down the storm that Tomer became the Lashon Apostle, I forgot in Tanakh, but Lashon is, he became ugly to him. Why? Because this is the nature of taiva. You fill it, okay. But then you go, and then it becomes disgusting. Like the Slav. Exactly. But by the man, the more they ate it, the more they wanted it. They were rav. It's the opposite. They tasted a little bit, and then they were hungry for it. They tasted more, they were hungry more. And they tasted more, and they wanted even more. This is the way you build shukah. You want to know how you build desire? Taste it. Taste it more. Taste it more. And the more you're going to taste it, the more that you're going to want it. Chaz the word for the lesson. This is a whole. The lesson writes. That in Chet Eitzadas, before the Chet Eitz, remember this word? Before the Chet, it's Pir ve'etzik ke'echad. Everything tastes the same. Lacher Chet, there's a chiluk. The Pir tastes like one thing and the Eitzik tastes like another thing. But the oimik is not only that, it's not only in the object, it's not only the Pir you're tasting the food. Since we ate for the Chet Eitzadas, which means we internalize schmutz. Blotte. We internalized it. Our senses became dull. You know what that means? Liyitzur, and use this as a mashal. I have such desire for so geschmack. I wish I could eat like a geschmack steak. I don't know if that's your titles, but liyitzur, this is this. Some people have this title, some people are cured of this problem. But liyitzur, this is your thing. What's called a filet mignon, or a Kobe steak. Daniel, you know what a Kobe steak is? Verstehst du? What is a chisra? I have a chaverman in Brazil that they're making kosher Kobe steak. This is like a higher madrega in Titus. Understand? Edele Titus. Lomazon. You have a desire for this. You take a little bit, and then you get sick. But the ruchni is, you want to build your kelim? So the Leshem writes like this. Go back into the Leshem. Leshem writes like this. It says when you eat something, what part of your body is having tainug? Do you know? That your tongue has 5 sensory glands. And let's say there's a sweet and a sour and a bitter. There's different parts of your tongue. And you taste it, and this part of the tongue feels it. So where's the tainug? In one tiny little place in your body. And then it goes into, let's say, your stomach. So the achila itself is limited because it's only period, it's not eitzah. The hanos, hatainug, is only very local. It's in one particular part of your body. The only tainug that we have, it's real tainug, is Nisanik al-Hashem. It's the only real tainug. You know why? Because it's a tainug that you can feel from the top of your head to the bottom of your toes. It's not localized. It's not achila. It's not you're going to feel it in your tongue. You're going to feel it in everything, with everything, throughout your entire body. If you have emes kirvas Hashem, and misanig al Hashem, and emes tainug with a likus, it's not I'm eating sholent and now I'm having tainug. It doesn't matter what you eat. It doesn't matter when you eat. It doesn't matter which part of the body is having the pleasure. You're in a total zone, I don't know if this is the right word, but a total zone of pure tainug. You're following what we're trying to say? This is what we want to achieve. We don't want to substitute the highest level for some silly little piece of cake which satisfies us for 5 seconds, and I don't mean as a piece of cake. I mean kol tanugei olam hazeh, which satisfies you for 5 seconds, and the satisfaction is in one particular part of the body. So your fingers feeling good, or your tongue is feeling good, or your stomach's feeling good. But this is real. What happens if you tell someone? Well, you tell yourself, not someone. Forget about the someone. You tell yourself, I can live in a place that I can have total, full tainug, pleasure, divine pleasure, in every single body part, at every single moment, and every single day. This is the Yisanik al Hashem. So Daniel, your question, your shaila is, the shaila is, how do you build a kelim? You build a kelim by experiencing small measures, trying to experience the possibility of what you could experience. If you could sit for 5 minutes by Shemona Esrei and stop, it's by Shmaki later. Pause for 5 minutes and feel the noichus Fri Hashem, that your mom is present in front of the neighbor right now, and you're given this tremendous gift It's matana. To stand in front of Rabbani Shalom for 5 minutes and be present. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to think anything. Just to be present. 2 minutes. And in those 2 minutes, with this machshava is going to have a small parting, a kriyas yamsuf. And in that 2 minutes, you're going to feel, and then you can say, I want that again. And I don't want it just for 5 minutes. And I don't just want it once a day. But I want it 24 hours a day. This is the shifa. The kelim are built by the experience. The Eichel Haman brings to the Rav, brings to the Tzimayim. Experience what it is to have mon. Experience it. 2 minutes, a minute. Before you go to sleep, do a cheshbon nefesh. Sit for 5 minutes with yourself and think. Mahayim Baso, Lana Tovilach, Fri Apr, the Cheshem, the Torahs of the Lake Tzavak Tishura says that they're not Mahayim Baso P'tirach Serucha, Lana Tovilach. They're two separate statements. First, Mahayim Baso. Just think about Mahayim. Think about the ayin basa. That's it. You're a yesh, shtik leimer, ayin basa. Give this machshava, sit with it. Something al levavchem. Sit with it for 5 minutes quietly. Nishkin rash, nishkin kadlas. Don't make a big thing about it. Just be with yourself. Benafsha pnima. This builds a simoin. Because there's nothing greater than this. This is a secret that we haven't revealed to the world. Maybe some people have. Then everyone's chasing all this Tanuga Elamaza. It's cheap. It's a cheap. The mashal medrash is a famous mashal. The Kliyaka brings it down. The Bas Malka. You know, everyone's familiar. They try to give her good food, and she said, "I'm not used to this food." The mashal means this doesn't satisfy us. I'll give you a simple analogy. Mamish, a simple analogy. Did you ever come home late at night? I don't know Yiddish. I can't know the exact tchunas and nefesh of every person there, but you come home late at night and you're hungry, and you open up the refrigerator. Has that ever happened to you? Okay, you open up the refrigerator, and you look at the refrigerator. This, milchik, fleishik. This, that. You shut the refrigerator. Does that happen? Okay, everyone's laughing so they know what this means. Then you go around, and you come back 2 minutes later. Weiter, the same refrigerator. You open it up. What happened? Quick weiter. This, that. What do you think? There's a middle, there were little elves that came in and stored some new food? No. And then you go back, and you come back. And then if you have some level of control, you say, the truth, I'm not so hungry. And you shut the fridge. So what's this craziness that we have? You know what it is? We're all looking for something. The problem is that the thing that we're looking for is not in the refrigerator. We're looking for our neshama. And we think our neshama is going to be satisfied with a shtickle steak. Maybe a pizza or ice cream. I don't know. Every person has their own taivas, and this is only a marshal because you can use your own imagination. There's many different taivas that you have. There's a whole gamut of taivas. I feel so empty. Something is so missing. I'm so hungry. Oh, if I had a shtickle steak, it's not true. Eat it. Okay, go ahead, do it. What's going to happen? You're going to feel sick. Fill your taiva. Fill it. Fill it. Stuff yourself. You're going to feel sick. Because your neshama is dying for some type of connection. Your neshama wants a connection, and you're trying to, you're like the Bas Malcolm. You have a neshama that comes from a chelik hakal mamash. You have your mamash, the highest of the high, and you're trying to feed it kokosh cake. It's a little sonus, and it's embarrassing. And we're not children. Maybe if we were 5-year-old, 10-year-old, and we're trying to stuff our face with chocolate cake. No. There's a stick little level of mechila. But we're adults. It's a bastard. Really? This is the way you want to fill your life? You want to chase this thing and the other thing? We have to build our tshuka for likus. We have to build our tshuka to have emes experiences where we actually feel the noichach b'nei Hashem. We feel the mesikus of likus. I chazed this yesterday, and my Zayn used to say, Rav Ramayar, which he tells me is he said, the Eibush is Reich. Chassidus is Reich. It's a Reich. You know what Reich means? It's rich. You want to spend your time in the sandbox? Do you want to spend the rest of your life in the sandbox? Okay. No, it's fine. That's what you want, it's fine. You can be even a good yid in the sandbox, by the way. You can build nice sandcastles, and you can help your friend build nice things, and you can even put on Rav Shabbat Tam and Daf Yomi, but you're in the sandbox. You know why? Because where's your chukka? Your chukka is for sand, for choil, for emptiness, for chol. You want to live in the sandbox? It's a free world. You can do whatever you want. You have b'chira. But if you can live like here, or you can live over here, it's a choice. It's a choice. Do you want to live like a behemoth? Do you want to look with your face looking down, or you want to live with your face looking up? Do you want to face downwards? That's where your focus is? More money? More gashmis? More of it? Gesundheit. Maybe if you can go 3 days to Daf of a Minyan, and do Daf Yomi, and you have a shiri in Chassidus, it's a fine Yid. It's a fine Yid, a Sheina El Mabba. But you didn't even start living. Your head is in the sandbox. All we have to do is we have to just change direction. The head, instead of looking like this, just pick up your head. Pick up your head. Sazur Reich. It's so beautiful. L'chaim, maybe we should help. Maybe we should stop living in the sandbox. First of all, we should know that we are in the sandbox. And we're just building little castles. And then we have to realize that there's something much bigger than a sandbox. There's a Mashal Balshem. Balshem HaKadosh writes, I give you a variation of the Mashal. A new nusach of the Mashal. We have to say L'chaim first. L'chaim, L'chaim. L'chaim, L'chaim. Ya-di-dam bam 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 bam. Ya-di-dam bam 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 bam. Ti-di-ya bam 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 bam.
dat er aan de kop steekt. De steek wat er aan vraagt.
Hallo, echt niet de sheet.
gaan.
De gast komt uit de aard. Toch dat. Mixed crowd.
Nee, die roept zo.
Een mixed crowd. Dat heeft het nog een beetje.
Nee, dus die tabaksschouwer.
Gaan.
Kijk, dan gaan we met
Zak
de
we gaan?
tabak.
De zak we gaan.
Moet je niet. Is dat wel weinig, no?
Dat is eigenlijk. Gaan we gaan.
Niet te gered. Ben echt.
Moeder, zal ik een beetje gaan?
Nee, dat gaat niet gered. Ben echt.
Zal ik dat niet?
Ik weet het toch gered? Je bent met die kind te zagen. Hallo.
Gaan, we gaan niet. We gaan. De zetel van de zon is een gooi vindt alleen. Nee, dat ken ik niet. Verstees?
Dat is gaan.
Dat is ook nog gaan. Dat is ook nog gaan. Ik vind gaan, we gaan, we gaan.
Ik is allemaal dat is een idee. Goed, de vijf keer het niet meer aan zat hem meteen.
Ik heb hier, ik heb me vanaf de guest ik heb veel gebloeid.
ده خد خبار الشمس عين الموت يكيش تعلم صنع عظام يتخبر الموت سكر
تحكيش في فقال صوت
جربت ده موت جربت ايش مش عيبهم
door die kinderen.
No.
Nee, dat is schoon dus in New York. Ik vind de man dus in Die snap ik. Ja, man. Beter. Zo'n groot man is dat. Of course. Ja, we slapen daar. Meistens zo. We gaan er niet gaan. Meistens zo. I'll tell you a long story. The story begins like this. There's a famous marshal. The marshal was walked down and sitting down. It's a marshal of Al-Shana with Kir Shaifa. But the kids of the marshal like this. I'll give you a marshal of the marshal. There was once a person that was born in a town that everything was made out of sticks. So just use your imagination. Everything was made out of sticks. Little twigs. The houses were made out of twigs. The whole city was made out of twigs. And this boy, let's call him Chaim Yankel. This Chaim Yankel lived in a city of twigs. And that's what he knew. One day Chaim Yankel had a chukka. He said, it can't be that the whole world is made out of twigs. It can't be something. There has to be something else. So he came to the Chachmei Ahar, the city wise man, and said, is this the whole world? This is it? Everyone lives in these houses of sticks and twigs? It's my sign. Give me a bissel l'chaim. That's the makeup for Karastir. Basically, Chevy Karastir. He schlepped the Karastir and he got hijacked, he called it. This is the Gisela showing that. He got hijacked. He schlepped the Hungary and didn't see it. Jordan, he sat with Levi for 6 hours. Kitzer, listen to Meisel. So he lived in a city of sticks and stones, and he came to the city, and he came to this wise man and said, it's not Shaykh, that there's only sticks, city of sticks. That's me something. They said, no, that's it. Sure. This is it. No other thing. And he decided he has to leave the city, and he started running, and he told him, so I'm sure there's nowhere to go. This is it. The whole world is made out of sticks. And he ran, and he ran, and he ran. And he comes that day, and he sees a beautiful city. It's made out of glass. He said, oh, it's a new type of city. It's made out of glass. And he comes, and it's a glass. Unbelievable. And he's walking around telling everybody, this is gewaldig. You know what you have here? You have a city that's made out of glass. The houses are made out of glass, and the streets are made out of glass, and it's unbelievable. Where I come from, things are made out of sticks and stones.
How did you know what glass is?
He asked him what this new thing is. This guy's afraid to shine off on my son. All right, he needs a little chayv. Everything will work out. Akitzer, he's so inspired. He's walking to every person that he sees in the city. He says, you know where you live? You live mamish in the city that's made out of glass. It's gewalt. I said, yeah, what do you gewalt? This is our city. What do you mean? This is the whole world is made out of glass. He says, no, the cities that are made out of sticks. I tell you, I came from a city out of sticks. This is almost, but the people are very jaded. They're very, this is the teva, glass people. And he's like, in a state of radical amazement. And he's running around to everybody, he's excited. Okay, the things get right there. And he comes to this wise man and says, is there any other cities that are made out of it? He says, no, this is it, glass. Glass is the highest. He says, you sure glass is mom's size? He said, does you know? The whole world is made out of glass. So I'm going to go out and say, I'm going to find another place. I say, some sugar, there's nowhere to go. He runs out of the city. He comes to a place, it's made out of steel. And so he comes and he's the same thing, and he's all impressed. Big buildings. He comes to Manhattan, to Dubai. He comes in the cities in the sky. It's a new world. A kid said he goes through many different shlovim, and he finally runs out of that city, goes to another city, and finally he comes to a city. It's made out of the most brilliant diamonds and jewels. And he comes to the door. It's the marshal. He comes to the door. And he knocks on the door. And he thinks to himself, I came from a city of sticks. Then I went to a city of glass. Then I went to a city of metal. Then I went to a city of gold. And now it's precious diamonds. This is like the peak of the peak and the peak. And he's so excited. And he knocks on the gates. And he says, let me in, this is my destiny, this is where I belong. And the door opens up. And a big person, like what's called a bouncer, comes and says, this is only for special people. This is what a VIP is. My whole life, this is my she'ifa. I'm coming to go to here. This is what I wanted. When I lived in the place of the sticks, this is what I knew I had to get to this place. VIP. He goes away, it's broken, and he's all down, and he doesn't understand how can he get into the city. And he decides that that's it. He has no choice. He's going to knock on the door again. And when this big bully is going to come and stand in front of him, he's going to run in. Because this is where his heart belongs. So the Baal Shem Tov writes that when he comes to this city, and he comes to this mechitza, and he believes that the mechitzas destir is a helam, the mechitza disappears. And he's in the city, to hear Hashem. Because if we have the chukka, if we have the desire, it's going to be a lot of supplements. You know what a supplement is? A supplement. It's like if you want something, if you're living in a place of sticks and stones, and you want something more, so sometimes a supplement is a city of silver, and sometimes a city of glass. I need something in my life. My life is so... There's such void. There's some emptiness. Ah, steak! That's what I need. Oh, filet mignon. Kobe steak. Oh, my neshama came down to this world to have a good shtickle steak. And the thing is that we're so silly that for 5 seconds we think this is it. We graduated. We have more fun. Kleine Menschen. Ich will nicht von der kleinen Menschen. Ich von der besseren Menschen. I don't drink Smirnoff. I drink Beluga. From the besseren Menschen. I don't drink regular whiskey. I drink Glenfiddich. Oh, this is from the schönere Menschen. You're chilling this spice with pepper. Oh, das ist mehr achush. You silly you. You just went from the sticks and stones to the world of glass. Regardless. Okay, so you're not mamish on the lower rung of tigers. That's what you're here for? To exchange one set of nonsense for another set of nonsense? Das ist anders. Chaim war besorgt die ganze Zeit.
What's the initial the end where they open the door and you're...
The initial the end is like this. First of all, we have to understand the first part of the initial, where we get dissatisfied and dissatisfied, and we think this is a bisschen lesson. But wie Daniel sagt, wir sind kein Schmerz, wir sagen L'chaim. L'chaim. Steak? Makes the steak go down easier. Respect. Je hebt de oil op wat zijn L'chaim. L'chaim. Maybe should help that we finally get to the goal, to the city of Alavanam Taiva Magalis. Yankee, you want to know what the nimshal is? The nimshal is we take one taiva, we substitute it for another taiva. Okay, so when you're a kid, you wanted to have blocks. I don't know what you had in soccer, but I'm imagining it's the same thing. Silly ball. Okay, silly ball. Exactly, it's a Zelda. So you want little cars? Yeah, it's a great cars. You want cars made out of sticks, now you want cars made out of silver. It's a Zelda car. And your relationship with the car is the same thing. When you were a kid and someone took your car, Daddy, took away my car! And today, it's a kemat Zelda zach. He took away the $5 and the same game that you're playing when you're 5, you're 55, so pasnished. It's just a different higher game. Now you're not playing in the sticks and stones, you're playing in the silver. It's the Zelda game. But there's one door that unlocks everything. This is the door of godless. This is the door of ruchnis. But the problem is when you get to that door, the Mashal Balshem and Tkiyah Shrefer is, and you get to the door, there's someone that says, You want into this castle? You're into Cholon, the Kol Aviyas Elam Haza. You're not shaykh. You want Ruchnias? Ruchnias is for the VIP. We said, well, VIP double. I said double P is pots. Double VIP. This is not for you. This is for the best dimension, for the wichtige Menschen. Yeah, go through Shas 5 times, go through Poskin 5 times. Learn Kisar Izal. You want Ruchnias? Well, how could you? What do you want? Was hast du wahrscheinlich in Ruchnias? And the boogeyman says, "The hast du gescheit hast du Sachen." And the person that thinks says, "Taka, What do I talk belong here? I'm Sachak, a little kid from Sticks and Stones. Okay, so I graduated. My tastes are now more developed. But I have a shaykh still a kuz. Real a kuz. A shaykh Ruach HaKodesh. Al tash lechem v'necha v'ruach kachcha al tikach imani. You ever really thought what these words mean? You daven this. Al tash lechem v'necha v'ruach kachcha. What, you have Ruach HaKodesh? Because it was against it.
Isn't he right? You see all the people there inside.
It's wrong. It's wrong. You know why they're Bnei Aliyah? Because they believe they belong there. That's it. The moment you believe you belong there, the boogeyman disappears. Avada. I'm not saying you don't have to do any avodah. But you can't come to the place and say, this is not shaykh with me. We gaan this from my zeder. We have some chaver that remember from around my yard. Your avada. So Rav Ron Mario used to say that Amol, Chaz used to say that Amol is Amolek. Amolek is Amol. Amolek is Amol. Amol. Leichi lochem, Tzevi lochem be'Amolek mocher. Amolek is mocher and Amol. You know what Amolek says? Amolek says, either, it's the past. Oh, so then Echayid. So lesser mention, Talmidei Baal Shem, what you garnished. How are you shaykh to this thing? Or the other conversation is Mocher. Today we're not shaykh to any Madregas. Mashiach et Kimmel, so sein geht, then everything was shaykh. But today we're bankrupt. This is Amalek. Amalek is Mak Masafik. There's no hope. How's this idea? You think Talmidei Baal Shem? I can't tell you. Of course, they Talmidei Baal Shem. But you think when they sat together, Talmidei Baal Shem, let's say, the Dichter was Talmidei Baal Shem. So the was Lotchev, the told us, the Magid, and Baal Shem came to reveal such Giluim. It's Gilui Mashiach. I think the Talmidei Baal Shem is thinking to themselves, we now have the secret to everything. You think they thought that way? I think what they thought is, first machshava was, we're not Guri Ari, we're not Talmidei Ari. We're the Talmidei Ari. We're small people. How could we? And you think the Talmidei Ari, what did they think? They said, we're Talmidei Baal Shem, Talmidei Rashba. They're Kanti, and they had Tzioini, and the Talmidei Ramban. These are big people, Rishonim. And what did they think? They said, who are we? We're not Amoraim. And they said they were not Tanoim. But there was some point that they said, you know what? Rachel began. So Taka you know. So let's say Ach Shadar Bitne. Let's say it's not good. Okay, so you're not talking to Talmidei Baal Shem. But you're a Yid. You have a Neshama also. You just have to believe in the possibility, and you're godless. The chesed is not to believe. The problem people think that the problem with this generation is that they don't believe, the problem with this generation is that they don't believe in their spiritual potential. They don't believe in the godless. People don't believe that there's a possibility for a person to have some type of emes godless, some real greatness. Even after the Nefillah. Even b'soicha Nefillah. B'soicha Nefillah. B'soicha Nefillah. This is the whole thing we talked about like B-Omer. Like B-Omer means b'soicha choshech, b'soicha astara, b'soich in the peak of the Imenida, in the peak of Tumah, the Maharsha says in the peak of the separation. Yeah. You know why? Because the Eibusher wants you right now. And we're not living 100 years ago. And we're talking living now. So this is our challenge. This is who we are. This is what the Eibusher wants. We have to believe in the possibility. You know, the original rights, I would say, Aye. In Kesser, you have to mechavet also to Ruach HaKodesh. So I once told this to somebody, I said, you should mechavet to Ruach HaKodesh. I said, Meshuggah? Ruach HaKodesh, I'm a Chayer Roy. I'm interested in steak, filet mignon. What are you telling me about Ruach HaKodesh? But that's the problem. But you could. You could. At least believe that. Ruach HaKodesh. I feel the Ruach is echt. Chaim, the Eibusher will help. The Eibusher will help him. So my shaykhs, my kesher pnimi. I said yesterday that the Bnei Yisrael writes Lekel Choy. Lekel Choy is gematria memtas. Some nafshi lekim lekel Choy. Also, you know, we're on Pnei Lekim. The Kodesh Magen brings down from the Shem Marim that the Pnei Lekim is the Shem Achtatam. And that's the Shem Chof Teres Dalet, which is the Matya Lak. And that's the Shem of B'tochen. Right? Bitchu Hashem Ad Yad. That Ad is Ayin Dalet, which is the Matya of Achtatam. But the Pnim is a Pnei Lekim, is Chof Dalet Tes. What's the Someone nafshi lekim lekel choy, masa yavi v'ro pnei lekim. Someone nafshi lekim lekel choy means lekel choy is gematria memtes. Lekel choy means someone nafshi lekim. They have it semoyen that the Eibusher should be to me kel choy. Not someone nafshi lekim lekel choy. Then lekel should be choy. Someone nafshi lekim that lekel should be chai, should be alive. I want God. Everyone wants the Eibusher. But I want my Eibusher to be alive, to be vibrant, to give me energy and koyach. I want to be plugged in. I want to walk around on fire. I want people to say, oh, that's what it means, Taka, to be connected. That's what it means to be connected. It means connected means that you're on fire. The Chayes Laki is boyer, libi boyer, ketaner mu'upa. That you walk around as you're in an ecstatic state of ecstasy. Lekel Choy, that's it Samoy. You have to build it Samoy, Lekel Choy. How do you build it Samoy, Lekel Choy? It's Samoy, Lekel Choy. How do you build a desire? Taste it. Taste it once, taste it twice, taste it again, and build an appetite. You know, if you never tasted caviar, you ever tasted caviar? This is the best of the But Jorian can tell you what caviar is. The best that I mentioned this was caviar. If you never tasted caviar, it tastes like chara. But if you're already a mumcha, it tastes like garbage. More than garbage. It's worse than garbage. I was once sitting with a shtickle from the Besser I mentioned, and my son was there. And I wanted to tell him to be from the Besser. I said, you should taste this thing. He said, this looks like beans. And it looks like little... I said, this is from the rich people eat. He tasted it, he says it tastes like... He didn't want to... Tifalach. So if you don't have a chush in this taste, it tastes gefella. But you want it samoyim, you have to build an appetite. You have to build the appetite. You taste a little bit, you say, geschmack, tak a little bit. A little bit more. Staki geschmack. Someone nafshel lekim, lekel choy. You want the Eibusher to be alive to you? You want it to be chayas? Taste it. Taste it a little bit more. Taste a little more. Take 5 minutes to Shemon Esrei. And think about the kel choy. And think about the tainu. And then build it some more, and build it some more, and build it some more. Some national kim kel choy. Also, you already wrote Pnei Lekim. Then we get to the Pnei Lekim. The Baal Shem HaKadosh writes, someone afshi came HaKodesh Chazisich Aliris Uscha B'Chaydecha, and someone afshi Lekim Beretz Hier Oyev B'Lemoyim came HaKodesh Chazisich V'Alavai came HaKodesh Chazisich. You know why? Because Simoyin is built in absence. Thirst and desire is built in Sphira. In the time of Sphira, it's Simoyin. The Simoyin is when there's absence, there's katnus. And the katnus is the peak time to build desire. I want it. I want to experience what I experience Seder, my night Seder. Hashem is Menayel. Nefesh could say, I want to have some type of experience of that kolarkat. I want to have it. I desire to have it. I'm in a makom choshech, but I desire to have it. Someone option of the king. Someone option. Someone option. Someone option. You build it. You build it. You're building the kalim. You're building the kalim. The English is going to give you a kili. What's like this? You build the kalim, then comes the godless on Shavuos, and then the Shavuos godless becomes permanent, and it becomes integrated, it becomes mislabish, and you have real connection with Kel Choy. L'chaim, l'chaim, l'chaim.
Is normal? Normal, is het normaal minimaal?
Sama l'chaim.
Wenn sie erscheinen, missischen ist die ganze Sache, wenn erscheint, muss ich erscheinen, ich bin ruhig, das ist das. Ist du wahrscheinlich das gegangen mit der Erscheinung?
Was meinst du?
Der Ohr.
Was ist der Ohr? Was meinst du, Protest?
Aber ich bin kaputt, zwischen...
Sogar Englisch, der Fisch alle verstanden. Speak English.
We hebben nog een vreemd idee, dus dat is niet expres. En ook nog met Engels.
English. Daniel said, Daniel's asking a different question, you're asking a different question.
That's what it looks like when Daniel tells him that.
But Daniel, I didn't say one word of Muslim. You should just know. I don't know where he's coming from. I never say Muslim. I didn't even say that. I didn't even say it. I want to say a very simple basis. Take 3 minutes of your day to experience Tiny Ruchni. That's what I said.
Tiny Ruchni.
Take 3 minutes.
He wants me to ask for instruction. How do you do it? Yankee nog skeer. Yankee nog gaan gaan.
Yankee is van de heggereden.
Still talking about the Flamingo?
Ik ga een dag einslaat hechten, want dit jetzt weer missen, jetzt moet je zien.
Hij heeft gemossen, hij heeft niet gemossen. Ik heb niet gezegd dat het zo oplossen daar van verhalen.
Water is niet, want dan treffen we de
Hij waarde zeggen daar. All I said is, Daniel, if you give 3 minutes of a person's day to experience Tiny Ruchni, then the whole game of Tiny falls away. Exactly, that's it. It happens automatically. The this is the empathy. This is the answer to your question.
Aber die Wesen. Ja, mit meinen just lernen am meinen.
No, ich lerne nicht, nein, komisch. Nicht lernen noch am meinen. That's Mila Kreisa B'Shas Aposkim. You're stuffing yourself with another information. I'm not talking about, it's not spiritual flaming young. But it's more information. I'm not talking about information. Flaming young. You understand? We're not talking about information. We're not talking about information, we're talking about experiencing. Verstehst du now? But your Shiloh about oil. It's Shiloh. This is the Yesod Teres Achsavas. The Yesod Teres of Al Shabbat. Exactly. The Nimshal of Teres Arizal is a Nefesh Adam. In Teres of Al Shem, I'm going to tell you something very controversial. Maybe it shouldn't be recorded, but in Teres of Al Shem, there's never ever a reference to anything that exists outside Chutz from the person, besides the person. In the reign of Teres of Al Shem never talks about Olam Atzilus as Olam Atzilus.
Something outside.
That's something outside of you. There's no, I can't tell you what he taught. That's what we have printed from the Teres of Al Shem. In the reign of Teres of Al Shem, there's never a conversation about Ak, Nikudim, Akudim, Yudim, any oilments that exist outside of you. Anything in the Teres of Al Shem is about you. You know, you have Olam Atzilus within you. You have Olam Kadmon within you. You have Olam Akudim. You have a Tzimtzum. You have a Sfat. Everything exists within you. And the whole Teres of Al Shem. Ila Zechise, I would be sitting by the Al Shem, but we weren't. But it appears from the Teres of Al Shem that the reign of Teres of Al Shem is in Nefesh Adam. This is what it is. In the Nefesh Adam. How does these things work? Within you. Nothing is abstract. Don't think about, don't learn a Maimach Chassidus. If you're learning a Maimach Chassidus, and you think for 1 second that Alter Rebbe was talking about the way Adam Kadmon is looking at Tzimtzum, and the Madrega is looking at Tzimtzum, then you should know that you're not learning Torah Chassidus. You're learning Torah Sagra. I'm not saying this, but in the Shit Sagra, in the Nefesh HaChaim, and in the Leshem, the Nimshal of Teres Ari is Lamaila from the Moshe. The Nimshal of Teres of Hashem is Lamata from the Moshe. That the Nimshal of Teres Ari in the Gra says what it says over here, it really means beyond, we can't have any comprehension. And the Arizal is giving a marshal of something that's going on way beyond our capacity to understand. The Baal Shem says, the Arizal is talking about over here, it's talking about you. You know what Atzilus? It's you. You know Bria is you. And Yitzira is you. Olam HaMalachim is you. Doesn't mean Megashim. Megashim is the same thing. First of all, the Torah of Baal Shem, you know, it's with Ramak. But the Hakshama of things is, don't take them literally. They say Chesed. Why don't take it Mamash to Megashim Meglanim? That's not Hakshama. But in a Nefesh Adam, what does it mean? What is it when Alter Rebbe writes? I say, I'm learning Chassidus Chabad. I am learning the Torah. I'm learning the Maimach Chassidus. And it's talking about the Gilui of the RABBI, that's Megala, that Osamitra, that he said Torah, the Torah Manoim, the Osamitra, and it's a Gilui of Torah and Atfila. You're learning I'm a Chassidus Chabad Torah. If it's not negated, you're Nefesh Adam, then you're not learning Chassidus. You're learning a nice Torah. And it's a nice Svara. Maybe it's a nice Musa, and it's a nice Askola, but it's not Chassidus. The person! Amada? No, it's the same term. Because everything is talking about you. So, or you're looking at it from a kav. That the point is to mila your seichel Adam, or it's a Nefesh Adam. And either way, it's about the Adam. It's about the Adam. So the chilik dak between Chassidus Chabad. This chilik. Is if the Seichel Adam also has to be involved in the process of developing this idea. And the Fisher Disteres Chabad, the Seichel Adam has to be involved. But what are we talking about? When you translate it into the Nimshal, it has to be a Nefesh Adam. When you talk about the RABBI, and you talk any Madregas, and what does it mean to me? What does it mean to me? What does this Madrega mean? And it's a shayla, you have to ask yourself always. You can't just learn something that's abstract. The klolis Torah of Al Shem is Bechinas Oyer. It's Bechinas Oyer. It's mentioned in the Pesach edition of Baruch Meshach, the first Torah. That the Derech of Al Shem is Derech Oyer. In the chilik between the Zohar and Gemara, is in the Gemara it says Toshma. And the Zohar says Tochazi. Chazi is Riyah. You see it. Bein Abasa, you're seeing, you're experiencing it. Shmiya, when you're hearing something, it's something. It's Shema Yisrael. You know the Shalach Kodesh writes when you say Shema Yisrael, you have to close your eyes. You know why? That's one thing that you have to admit that die from the world. It's a serious matter. The other Nukuda is because maybe it's not the reality that you're seeing. Maybe it's not good. Shema Yisrael Shalach Kodesh Yichud Ilah. Do you see it? See it? Okay, so close your eyes. But you're shemei it. You hear that this truth is Shema Yisrael Shalach Kodesh Yichud. It's Shmi. What do you see? What do you see Bein Abasa? Havelt. But what does the Zohar come and say? Tochazi. That we have to transform not only the way we hear, we have to transform the way we see. Why are we afraid of what we see? Why do we see something that's separate from the Malchus? We have the wrong glasses. We're not looking with the right lenses. We have to change our whole way of seeing. We need. We went through this parsha for a long time. What do you mean? That we have to train the whole parsha. That's a ma'aseh. Because Pnimius tells us this. The Kudat Pnimius is that Pnimius reveals that what you see b'chitzon is not necessarily true. That's the Kudat Pnimius. A different orientation. You look at something, you see this, you see a piece of cake. So the Pnimius is not a piece of cake. Understand? So Pnimius, that's why we say that it's exactly. That's why the celebration of Pnimius HaTorah, the Matan Torah Pnimius HaTorah, is in the day of Ilul the RABBI. It's a day that we celebrate the RABBI's Petira. Petira is the absence of life. But then it's all things of life. It's the Chitzoinius is sometimes the opposite of what you see in the Pnimius. Someone passes on, and that's Ilula. That's Achdus. Is he so? Oh. Shayla. You understand? You understand the Nukuda? The Nukuda is that it's not. We have to learn. We need a major.
Yes, if he understands them, he wants experience.
No, I understand. You're right.
He wants experience. It affects him out the car. Here, come on, listen to me here. I got some out there to trust. This is experience. Yes, spreek später. Dank die maar zo staan.
We gaan levenshalve met elkaar zen. We should have new eyes. New eyes. Chavez. Daniel.
How about old eyes?
Old eyes also good. Everything's good. It's all good. It's all good. The main thing is we should see the right things. You mentioned this we have to get to the Madrid of actually experience it, because otherwise it's alarm bomb. The idea we mentioned in the Chemsel was it breaks down that they saw a dead chamor. That said, why are you looking at the chamor? It has nice teeth. You understand? This is a different way of seeing. You can see the same thing. It's not what you see, it's how you see it. This is what Chassidus wants. We should change the how. When you change the how, then the what's different. If you change the how, then everything you see is different. You see differently, you look differently, you experience it differently. But the behem has to be changed.
So they both saw the white teeth. You just focus on the teeth.
No,
you see a different thing. It's the same reality, it's the same physical thing. You're not going to see a piece of cake, you're going to see chassid, it's still marble cake. You're just thinking about the goods and you're thinking about something, but you don't, reality doesn't change.
It's not true, actually, what you're saying. Do experiment.
It was by Donald Kennedy.
No, I'll give you a very simple Yankee, a very simple experience. You walk with your wife in the street, or you don't walk with your wife in the street?
Behind, yeah.
It's not gonna. You walk with your son?
Who's behind you?
That's where you're walking. I can't say Yankee. Next time you walk with your son, you're gonna walk down the street. You're gonna see the exact same things. You're gonna walk in the same. You're gonna walk down this one little street. Walk down a little narrow path, like an alleyway. Walk down with your son. When you finish the end, ask your son what he saw. You'll see that what you saw and he saw two different things. The reality is the same thing.
For example, what is he going to say?
He's going to see a kid eating a candy.
And I'm not going to see that?
Nope.
I didn't miss reality, I just didn't focus on reality.
Your conscious mind sees billions of images at every moment. Billions.
Your conscious mind?
Yes. Your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind registers 10, 20. Which means you see everything. But you don't remember 90%, 95% of the things you think.
Sure. Alles weet gefilmd.
So, alles can go be filmed. Pshat is, when this Chacham Echad saw the white teeth, and every person saw it. Of course, everyone saw the whole story.
Both saw the white teeth.
Of course. But for the person that saw the white teeth and only saw the chamor, the corpse, for this person, he actually didn't see the white teeth. In his conscious mind, he did not see the white teeth. If you ask him, you see white teeth? No, I didn't see white teeth.
Yeah, but I understand. He didn't see it, but it's still reality.
No, he didn't see it. He didn't see it.
Reality doesn't become something else.
No, he did not see it.
So you missed part of reality.
No, he looked at it, but he didn't see it.
Okay. So he missed part of reality.
He didn't experience this part of reality.
Exactly. But reality didn't change.
That's not relevant.
So how can you say I'm going to see a liqueur in a bottle of seltzer? It's seltzer. I can look at it for 100 years. It's still going to be seltzer.
How do you know?
But the real truth is that the liqueur. And if your mind says that the liqueur, it's the same as the liqueur.
But it's seltzer.
What do you mean, but it's seltzer?
Seltzer and liqueur. Where's the liqueur? That's seltzer. What are you talking about?
Ich versuche, dass geht an Kines wegen Internet. Aber hier ist es gewesen, der größte Schmiersakidische, aber zweitens gewesen, dass macht es klar. Das ist auch gesagt. Objective reality. But hier ist es so wie meine Kinder, aber zweitens das geht gleich meine Kinder in Reda. Selbe Sache.
Verstehst du, Frank?
Ich verstehe das.
No, Yankee, the Hans come. You see the same thing, but what you're seeing is different.
I understand you can focus on other clues.
Yeah, right. That's it. You got it now. Focus on those.
You focus on other clues, but the battle self doesn't change. The reality doesn't change.
But you listen, Yankee. Let me tell you, the mic's not there. It's on the show, yeah. Yankee, let me tell you like this: when you start not seeing the seltzer, you have a problem. Alter Rebbe was on Alter Rebbe before he passed away.
Yes.
He turned to the little DovBer and said, "What's that? What do you see?" He says, what do you say? Zakoyer. He said, beam. He says, it's Zayalakus. And then he passed away. No, but why did he pass? Why did he pass away? I'm trying to tell him that when you see only Alakus, the game is up. The marshal of the Maggid is a game of hide and seek. It's a game of hide and seek. You know the marshals. The Maggid once had the son of Avraham Maggid. That Avraham Malach was playing hide and seek, and he hid in a very good place. And he came to his crying to his father. He says, "I hid in such a good place, no one found me. They forgot about me. And they went to another game, and the Maggid said, started crying. He said, "This is the story of life. The Abisha hides." And sometimes he hides in such a good place that we forget about him. And they can imagine the Rahmanas of the Abisha. So the game is hiding and seeking. The game is to find him. It's to find the Lakus. But the moment the Lakus becomes so begilui that you stop seeing a Seltzer battle, then the game's up. The game's over. But in this world, what we're trying to do is that when you look at a Seltzer battle, not that you don't see the Seltzer battle. Exactly. You see that this Seltzer battle, this battle of Seltzer, is the koyach halaki that's mislapish now in the Seltzer. There's a Seltzer, but your connection to that, the first thing that you register, I'll give you a mashal, and this is a very strange mashal, maybe it's going to work. The Talmidei Ramban, in Seidel Derech L'Shila, when a lot of Talmidei Ramban bring down that an Isha Nida, when an Isha Nida is going to look onto a white space, Kavayosha goes down, yeah, go down many.
In a new mirror.
New mirror, they're going to see blood.
No, there's going to be a spot forever. 20 minutes.
See, but what spot? It's not of red.
Physical spot.
What's the what is it? It's magic? No.
That's what Kavayosha said.
You have to read it. You have to know how to read it. That's what was saying.
That's literally.
No, it doesn't say literally. You have to understand what this means.
That's literally.
It doesn't say literally.
Yeah.
What do you say? Kipshutoy? It doesn't say that.
Take a new mirror that's never been used.
It doesn't say Kipshutoy. Yeah, and that's what was meant.
Look,
Okay, but the marker for this is in the Tzedel Derech. The marker for Talmidei Ramban. The Kavayosha is actually translated, so we can't just listen. The Kavayosha was written in Yiddish. Hey, Yankee, wie geht's dir? Don't worry, we'll find it soon.
Look for the middle.
A kapon on the Wort ist also. Was steht? The Kali Yosha is an Acher, and it's brought on the Rishonim. The Rishonim, it says, this is a Kipshutai. Does it Kipshutai?
No?
No. Echt weiß, du. And wie steht das in Yiddish?
What?
Because originally the Kali Yosha was written in Yiddish.
It's Yiddish, the Bible, I think.
Guarantee it as well. No, cook in the Yiddish. The Yiddish is anders.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I was thinking about it.
I'll tell you, you know how you experience it? I'll tell you how you do it. It's not magic. It's not magic. If you cut your hand, this is what the Kavayosha is saying. This is what the Rishonim was saying. If you cut your hand and you're bleeding and it's a lot of pain and your machshava is only on this, is merakas on this blood, wherever you're going to look, okay, if you look at here, you're not going to see it because there's already a surah. But if you look at something that's clean, you're going to see blood. You understand the oimik of that? You project what you're experiencing, you project on the world.
Also, when you look at someone's face for 10 minutes, and then you look in a spiegel, you're also going to see.
It's true.
What you,
Yeah, but it's different. It's different.
The image stays with your brain for a certain while.
That's something else. That's something else. That's something else. It's another nakuda. This is something that's your machshava is so attached to this concept that you start seeing it everywhere. Let me give you another simple example. If you're going through a hard time, you see everyone going through a hard time. If you're feeling bad, you see everyone feeling bad. If you're happy, you feel everyone's happy. Do you understand what Nikud is? The way your machshava is, the way you feel about yourself, that's what you project around the world.
All those who connect on our generation, it's all...
Verkrecht zu Menschen. Avade. Katos. That means that he's projecting because he's seeing the blood. The person so connected to the blood, he sees it. If you see a likus in your mind as your machshava is a likus, you understand, Yankee? If everything about you is a likus, your whole life is a likus. When you look at self, you see a likus.
What do you mean see a...
You see a likus just like you see blood and everything else.
I don't understand it.
Didn't you say the game was over if they enjoyed that?
No, you can see both.
Was? It's absurd, yeah? Okay, fine. Was that it?
The game is over.
What do you mean the game is over? I don't understand.
It's over. For you, it's over. I heard there's a voice that told me anyone that reads a green jacket tonight, the game's over for them. I'm just telling you. I don't know if it's
turquoise.
I can't tell colors, but I think it's around the green.
Isn't today St. Patrick's Day? Oh, it's like over. That's right.
L'chaim is fine and nice. L'chaim, l'chaim.
I don't know.
Yeah.